Hello everybody, Multiman37, this time with another review, this time of the Deluxe Revice Driver 50th Anniversary set from Kamen Rider Revice. This is a special edition version of the main belt for this year's Kamen Rider Revice, since this marks the 50th anniversary of Kamen Rider as a whole, from the Showa era all the way to the Reiwa era. So, we'll take a look at the box. Then the special book this comes with, the key items for this season, the vice stamps, and then the driver with the belt straps. Let me make sure the belt is off. It was on. So, the box is pretty big, considering this is the special edition version. Got a picture of Kamen Rider, Revi and Vice, because together they are Kamen Rider Revice, technically. So, weird thing going on. We got a couple of the Heisei riders, as well as Kamen Rider Ichigo. Make sure my thing's in focus. There we go. This side you got a various assortment of riders. I think that's ZO, Black, Shin, Rider Man. I think that's Super 1. That's V3. Trying to remember, because I know who most of the Heisei riders are. My knowledge on the Showa riders kind of varies. Ichigo doesn't look like it might. No, Amazon's right there, unless that's Amazon Omega. Well, you get the point. Bottom is stuff I can't read. Top, you got sort of Revi and Vice right there. On the back is, of course, everything you're going to do, and it advertises the Megalodon Vice stamp, which isn't included in this set, but I did get it. Naturally, I'll be able to remember the riders when we look at this bad boy, the Henshin Belt History Book, which comes specially packed with this set. You cannot get this in the normal, in either the normal set of the Revice Driver or the set with the holders. Only this set gives you the book. So, nice little artwork. This does open up via manga style, so be advised. So, we got Kamen Rider Ichigo and Nigo. That's right, Nigo had red gloves. And one over there had red gloves. And their Henshin belt, the Typhoon. You get V3 and his belt, the Double Typhoon. Get Rider Man, who doesn't really have a Henshin belt. He usually just puts the suit on. We got X and the Riddle, is apparently his belt called. Amazon and the Condurer, I pronounced that right. Stronger and the Electrer. We got Skyrider. Okay, that's Skyrider. And the Tornado. Just trying to remember who it was. Super 1 and the Cyclode. We get Zed Cross, who just has a normal belt. We get Black and the Kingstone, Black RX, and the Sun Riser. Then we got Shin, ZO, which is usually how I make things more coherent because of GO. Instead of saying ZO, I say ZO. And J. And then we get... the pages were stuck together. The Heisei Riders, we got Kuga and the Oracle, his Henshin Belt. Agito and the Alter Ring. Ryuki and the V-Buckle. Fies and the Fies Driver, which is the first time the belts were ever called drivers. Blade and the Blade Buckle. Hibiki and the Kanzusumi Subutai. If I pronounced that right, I probably butchered that. Kabuto and the Kabuto Zector. Deno and the Deno Belt. They just got stuck together again. Kiva and the Kivat Belt. Decade and the Deca Driver. Double and the Double Driver. O's and the O's Driver. There we go. Forze and the Forze Driver. Wizard and the Wizard Driver. Gaim and the Sengoku Driver. Drive and the Drive Driver. And the pages got stuck together again. Ghost and the Ghost Driver. Exade and the Gamer Driver. Build and the Build Driver. GO and the Jiku Driver. And then for the Reiwa era, we only really got 3. 01 and the 01 Driver. Saber and the Seiken Sword Driver. And then Revice and the Revice Driver. And it even says 50th Kamen Rider Buddy Up. So, yeah. And then you got the back page, and you also get the little thing that tells you about each rider. So, nice little book. Now, that sort of took a while. The book is nice, though. Really like it. Now we'll move on to the key items, the Vice Stamps. This set comes with 2. First up is the main Vice Stamp for Revice, the Rex Vice Stamp, based on a T-Rex. Very nicely done. The base plastic for the Heisei or Reiwa themed riders is usually a marble white and blue plastic, as you can tell. Anything that's Showa is usually a marble black and white. So there's the T-Rex, and in the background you do get a sort of silhouette of Revi's head. And you do get the stamp plate, and this is actually made of iron or some form of magnetic metal because, well, I can actually do that with them. And there is a reason for that. I will talk more about that when I actually get into the driver itself. The sounds it makes are this button on top. You also get a QR code. If you want to scan it, go ahead. Button on top will give you the name, and then when you stamp it, you get a little stamping sound effect, and there is a sound effect for when you half press it, but that's reserved for the driver, which I'm only ever going to do for the driver. And then we have the Bata Vice Stamp, which is the grasshopper, and this is based on Kamen Rider Ichigo, as you can see in the background. Done out in this sort of... This one is like purple with the T-Rex being pink. This is bluish green with the grasshopper being silver. Little stamp plate right there. Got a green light, QR code on the back. And then you can stamp. So we'll get more into these. And the way these work is that there isn't any buttons. It actually has a sort of RFID scanner for the belt, which is very interesting. So here we have the revice driver. And the belt straps for it are done in light blue, and I think these are the same as the Jiku driver's belt straps, if I recall. So very nice. You got a little 50 for 50, the 50th anniversary, obviously. Done out in translucent purple plastic. You got some metallic pink right here, some light blue. The majority of the light blue is on the back. This takes 2 AAA batteries, which you have to provide. And interestingly enough, when you turn this thing on, it only has lights, no sounds, which is kind of sad. I do wish that it was kind of like the Sengoku driver, where the vice stamps and the driver work in tandem to supply noises, but that's fine. And then you can pull this section up to get this little panel, and this essentially acts as a magnetic doodling board. And when you flip it back to this position, it erases the image. So let's give me a minute while I put this on my bucket. All right, everything is set up, so let's get down to business. First, we will use the Rex Vice Stamp. Yeah, it's supposed to light up like that. Let me do this again. I want to at least get this right the first time, because it's supposed to light up when you stamp it. I forgot to erase the image. So, God, that's squeaky as hell, and it's gonna bug me all day. Anyway, let's try that again. There we go. That's the sound effect you get when it's half pressed. And then pull the stamp rather, to buddy up. And there you have the transformation into Kamen Rider Revice. And the reason this has an RFID scanner is because, as you saw, the light... Oh, hello, what the hell happened to my camera? There we go. The light actually turned purple. So you do get the little stamp mark, and it does work like a magnetic doodling board, as you can see from the magnetic flaking that's underneath the plate. So from here you can do 2 things. First, we will do the remix, which is where Revi and Vice form the combine together to form the representative animal or dinosaur of the Vice stamp. You do that by pushing the button, and then I do wish that there was a button that lets you erase the image yourself instead of having it do it automatically when you push the thing, or there being a switch to switch how it does that, but I guess it's fine. So that would form Revice Rex. And then the stamping finish, which is the final attack of the series. And depending on if you push the button or not, the light here will respond a different way, as you saw. So now that we're done with Rex, next let's use Bata. And I'm not going to worry if this is going to light up when I stamp it or not, because I just wanted to show that this lights up at least once. So there you have the transformation for Revice Bata Genome, which are what the forms are actually called. So this was Rex Genome, this is Bata Genome. And anything associated with a Legend Rider will say a certain word or phrase. It could be the catchphrase, or it could be what the belt says, depending on what's more recognizable or readily available to use. And then you got the stamped image of the grasshopper. So first we'll do the remix. So there's Revice Remix Bata, and then the stamping finish. So that's pretty much it. Overall, this set is pretty nice. I definitely recommend this version of the set for the extra Vice stamp, because this is the only way you're going to get a deluxe version of this Vice stamp, as well as the cool little book that you get, because that's always fun. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Take care.
Thank you.